Hello Taurus, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect, and this is a bonus read for my Taurians. One of three most signs that have most supported me this year in terms of views, basically, so you get a little bonus. There's no time on this reading, it's just as and when you come across it. Generally in a grand tableau, I would look at each row representing either a week or a month, so that it can be, you know, unless we set a specific intention, which I have not. So you're probably coming through as my feminine because that's specifically who I've asked to read for. This would be your future, for example. If you are a masculine listening to this, you may actually identify as the feminine if you are in your feminine energy and you're someone who watches a lot of tarot. Oh my gosh. And the man over here would be the significant person in your life that you're dealing with. This doesn't need to be romantic. It can be anyone, you know, your son, your father, your boss, your brother, whatever. Now he's coming up on the very last card of the spread, which has a special significance in its own. Firstly, you're not facing one another. You're not probably connected just now. And he's not showing any of his future at all, so we actually don't know where he's currently heading. Okay, you're heading backwards, which means you're more focused on the past than the future, albeit the future does look quite bright, I have to say. So yeah, it is, there's a lot of soundbite messages in a Lenormand reading. I will be clarifying it with some tarot, as I say. So for my Taurus female, you're coming through as the Queen of Cups, which is very nice. Obviously maybe feeling very loving at the moment. I think you're very connected with family here, you know, your children, your parents, just friends in general. I get quite a peaceful vibe around here. In terms of the past, let's just start with the first three cards that have come out, because that will give you like the first message, and that is the mice, the mountain, and the cross. So this is about feeling trapped. This is about stressing about blockages, what's blocking your luck, what's blocking your happiness. Can suggest there's a difficult choice coming up for you, or there has been a difficult choice to be made in the past. Something that's pretty troublesome. There's a lot of karma attached to whatever it is you have been dealing with. The four corners sort of frame the reading, and we've got the mice, the birds, the stars, and the man. So that would sort of suggest there's a stressful conversation that needs to be had, and maybe news about a loss, maybe news about a theft, and it is creating a lot of stress and maybe a lot of arguments about this. But it is something that's very much going to become clearer with the stars here, and the stars are on the house of the man, and the man is actually the other side of the frame. Now this can suggest there's been stressful information that might come through, if it hasn't already. This can be about spreading news, it can be about gossip. It specifically feels internet related with the stars. It can say there's mixed messages, or there's lost information, or there's messages that haven't gone through, something like that. But it's also this could be like a publicity figure. Yeah, this can be someone who is literally going to be maybe giving an interview and on the news, maybe presenting their side of the story. You may be involved with a personality of some sort. Someone is pretty famous, maybe not in, you know, celebrity status, but, you know, someone that you are connected with has maybe some sort of platform that they're speaking from. Okay, that's a sort of frame. Now, your middle part here does actually look really lovely. So we've got the female, the house, the ring, the bouquet, the Clydes, and the tower. I think there's a little bit of daydreaming here going on for you, Taurus. You may be sort of fantasizing about a beautiful future, but you're not entirely sure how you get there, sort of thing. There may be a renewal of a contract regarding a house, particularly if you're renting, or you may be, you know, looking to, you know, buy a property. There's some sort of official contract here. There's a legal agreement that is of focus just now. It may be a gift of jewellery. This could be a wedding proposal. This may be what you're dreaming about, but you're confused about it. Maybe confused as to, you know, the weird thing is I got some sort of Bonnie and Clyde vibe here. And I don't know if you're dealing with someone who, I mean, he's got the devil in reverse as his energy and you're the Queen of Cups. This is someone who's trying to extricate themselves from a very awkward situation. It's certainly around money and maybe, you know, abuse and violence and whatnot. I don't know if they've got themselves involved with some sort of money lenders here, some real bad boys, or it's some sort of money laundering. That I just got that, you know, hit that you get. You know, it's very difficult, Lenormand. You don't read Lenormand intuitively, and yet I just got that sort of vibe of it as I went through it. So your energy looks good. You've got the lilies above your head, which would suggest that you're very peaceful just now. You're in a peaceful home, a peaceful environment. You're maybe, you know, you're very faithful. You're very discreet. It can suggest there's some sort of connection here with a retirement home, or it just can say that, you know, there's a lot of you're charming, you're attractive, you're on the house of the child, which would suggest that there's new beginnings in the offing, and the child is in your future, and this would be like a new engagement, a new contract. It would be financially focused. There's news coming through about that. The future does look really bright, you know. This with the clouds here, I think you're confused about a friend. There's maybe some sadness in connection with a friend, and this friend may be this man, may not be, but in your past there's been heartbreak, because the heart card's on the house of the south, literal heartbreak, and it's because someone has been deceptive with you. There's been some sort of argument or fight, and it's on the house of the whip here. So, you know, there's been something very off. I see you remaining very positive with the clover here. You know, trying to keep things, you know, positive and high vibe and all that. But in the past, there's most certainly been some sort of heartbreak here. In your present energy with the lilies above you, that's really good. And maybe focused on an older man, maybe your father, maybe your grandpa, maybe the man you're connecting with. But it's just a sense of peace in your environment, particularly with the sun next to it on the house of health. So, you know, your health is pretty good, positive. I think you're just focused on home and family just now. You have maybe very high hopes with the bouquet behind you, but this is something you have within your control, the bouquet and the ship. So there may be an invitation to travel here that's going to put you in a bit of a dilemma, because it's on the house of choices, and that's where the clouds are coming in here. You don't trust this, basically. This is on the house of mice. So there's some sort of news coming in. There's some sort of conversation that's going to bring things to light. There's an invitation, you know, to travel, maybe. But you don't trust it, because it's on the house of the mice. And this is probably connected with maybe someone you dealt with in the past. What with the ring coming up here, because this is about cycles and things coming back around again. So in the main, I'm seeing your energy is really good. The woman is coming through in the house of the bear. The bear is maybe you're really focused on money, on your finances. It can suggest you are a mother, or you're very protective of your children. It can suggest power and strength. The man that you're connecting with is coming through in the house of the stars. So this can be like a destined relationship. This can be someone who has a lot of high hopes and wishes. And it can also be, there's just, I don't know, I'm just sort of getting it. I don't know, this some sort of celebrity you're connecting with here, but it feels like this maybe someone who's a bit of a social butterfly, particularly on the internet, with the gardens coming right here next to him. Yeah, okay, so let's see, what else do we want to look at? Right, let's look at the man. We've done the center, we've done your present energy. Your future, as I say, is lovely. So you've got the home and the ring. So this is a contract in relation to your home. So it can be, you know, as I say, buying a property, renewing a contract, some sort of promise of a home. And the child here is on the house of the stars. This is like a destined new beginning. This is like what you wish for and hope for, and there's news coming in about that. But you don't trust the news that's coming in because it's on the house of the snake. And the snake is what is unsettling your peace, that they're on the house of the lily. So there's some sort of clarity about a new beginning here. I'm getting very strong internet communication here. Positive uplift in your finances, with the fish being on the house of the stork. And I'm not really getting that. I mean, you could be buying property, as I say, but I'm not getting that you might be moving. I don't see that. And then the letter here, the information, the documents that come through are in relation to this friend, the friend who's on the house of the key. So some sort of answer coming through here from a friend, from a follower, someone who's loyal to you. You know, it can't even be the police, which is a bit bizarre because I'm getting this whole Bonnie and Clyde vibe. I don't know why. Okay, so let's look at the man. Let's look at the man. So as I say, there's no future here for this man. That's not saying he doesn't have a future. It's just saying it's not written. It's not coming through. You're not supposed to know it yet, okay? So we look at his most recent past. We have got the whip, the fish, the scythe, and the garden. This reeks to me, certainly there's some sort of secret being revealed here. Because the scythe, firstly is on the house of the book. So this is cutting the book wide open. This is revealing memories, revealing mysteries, revealing secret knowledge, studies. So there's some sort of revelation coming through here, and it would be to do with his finances. Again, positive finances. This is actually, you know, one of your connecting cards. So a positive lift on his finances. And yet above that, I've got the whip on the coffin. And that is a real issue. This would suggest that this can be a cut in someone's finances. There can be secrets revealed about how someone's lost their job with the anchor here, how someone's lost their stability. But this can also suggest dangerous company, and I think this is where I got the Bonnie and Clyde vibe in here. This is some sort of cancelled meeting, dangerous meeting, dangerous group, cutting out any sort of group gathering. So it could just be like a COVID thing. Nobody can like get out and meet their friends. It could be something as non-sinister as that. The scythe is always a bit of an issue, and it is literally above his head. I just got a feeling there was some sort of dangerous company here, and it's in relation to money, and I got sort of like money lenders. And the other issue here with the whip, and the whip is also a sex card. It can be about abuse and repetition and exercise. This could be like about gyms, for example, exercise places, but it can also be about, you know, brothels, basically. I don't know. I just get the feeling, especially with the devil here, that this is someone who's got themselves in some bad company. And then maybe trying to cut that out here with the devil in reverse and trying to regain their stability. So in terms of their present, we've got the birds, the letter, and the anchor. Now the anchor can represent your job, your livelihood, but it is above his head, but it suggests there's some weight on this man, okay? The birds in the letter can be about a meeting, an interview, a social media release, you know, like a Twitter post, something like that. This is, again, it's about spreading news about the friend. The letter is on the house of the friend. But this is financial. This is in some way connected with money. A money document, a personal loan agreement. I keep coming back to this money laundering thing. It can be a lot bigger than that here, because this secret that's been kept is creating a lot of suspicion. Maybe for you, maybe for them, and maybe that's the issue between you. But it's disturbing. It's almost depressing. But it's also like sort of official secrets, if I were to use mirroring here. So there's a decision to be made here on a contract. There's a decision that needs to be made, and it may be that somebody cuts out whatever it is they're involved in, their job. Like retracts some sort of advert or written proposal. There's the feeling of someone trying to free themselves from something, because in terms of the energy that I took through, this man has come through with my Panther spirit in reverse, and the Beauty and the Beast. You need some space in this relationship. This is someone who has given up their power in some way to someone or something, and now that something or someone is tyrannical. This is like, yeah, Merchant of Venice I just heard. So this is Shylock and his pound of flesh. At some point, I think this person has committed themselves to some sort of maybe lending institution or money launderer. It feels financial, and they've given up their power, and they're trying to free themselves with the Devil in reverse here, the Merchant of Venice. And because I don't have a future for him, it's because he's at a crossroads. In terms of what he's knighting here, what's not visible is that he has a decision to make on this contract that he's bound himself to, and it is specifically about finances. So I'm getting Bonnie Clyde and the Merchant of Venice. Yeah, that is all he's knighting here, because he's not coming through as having a future. In terms of you've got the Lizard spirit in reverse, which is dream your world into being, and love is strange. So this would suggest you've been attracted to someone, or are attracted to someone who's absolutely not your usual type at all. The Lizard spirit is saying that I'm getting a little bit of a fantasy here. The Queen of Cups, you know, she's very emotional, she's very intuitive. I have marked the Moon card down here because it is the only card that came up in its own house, and this is about intuition and dreams. So that is very key, and you are knighting that along with the snake. So on one side you've got the sun and the moon, you know, the father, the mother, the yin, the yang. It's perfect balance. And on the other side, which probably more represents your past, you've got the cross and the snake. So there are some sort of crisis here, maybe regarding a third party, but with the snake, there's jealousy, there's selfishness, there's complications at the very least here that have in some way hampered maybe your relationship with this person. But yeah, dream the world into being is saying that you are dreaming it into being, and it's not saying it's in any way negative, but it feels almost a little bit fantastical. Okay, so what should we clarify? So I've already got your energy as the Queen of Cups. Let's just focus on your future, if I missed anything. Yeah, I went over to look at the coffin here in the past here. So some sort of cancellation here. There might have been, it's on the garden. It can actually suggest that you've attended a funeral, but it would be in the past. It's not in any way predictive. Probably a family member. Maybe someone at a distance, been on the house of the mountain, someone abroad. Okay, let's have a look at the house in your future. What is the house for my Taurus female in the future? Full in reverse. Yeah, I just sort of felt that you wouldn't be making any moves here. So, you know, you're sort of staying put. And there's some sort of like a contract coming up here. It might be with regards to, you know, family property rather than your own personal property. Or it can be, yeah, with the fox and the fish here, that can suggest more about renting than buying. So there's, I just don't see any movement there, because I do get a kind of settled feel from you. What is the ring for my Taurus female? Right, so it fell on the floor, and it is the Magician in reverse. I'm putting it back because I want to be clear, but I have got it above the secrets. So there's something tricky here, and you do have the fox, and you are suspicious. So let's just see, because this can suggest there's some sort of deception or trickery around you. Show me the ring for my Taurus female. Bloody hell. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. and the Nine of Swords. Give me a sec. Now, I don't know if this is you or in connection with a friend, because it is on the line with this friend and this secret. But the Ten of Pentacles in reverse can suggest bankruptcy. It can suggest conflicts within the family. It's financial failure in some way. Let's keep going. The child for my Taurus female. Oh, bloody hell. Death and the Three of Swords. The fish for my Four of Pentacles in reverse. King of Swords at the base, and the birds. The birds for my Taurus female's future. Oh, it's a letter, sorry. The letters. Letter on the dog. Got the Eight of Swords. Page of Cups reversed. And the World at the base here. 1, 2, 3. It feels like there's some sort of yeah, this is coming back to this here. As much as you have dreams and it feels a little bit fantastical is what, you know, this is why the clouds are here. You are doubting them, and you might be doubting them for good reason here, because there doesn't seem to be a lot of stability in your future. There is the potential of a new beginning, like a destined new beginning, but there's a death here. There's something ending, or something needs to end to bring that into fruition. What it's ending is on the house of, above it, the rider, the snake. So this is like news that a rival has gone. A rival has expired. A complicated situation is over. A third party is over. Yeah, I really get a third party vibe here now. The Four of Pentacles in reverse on the fish. So this is about having to, like, you know, drain your savings. This is having to open your bank account here, because you actually might be called to help somebody here with the Ace of Swords on the letter. So this is like news from a friend that they're trapped, that they're stuck. Probably this chappy here with the Devil in reverse. The Page of Cups in reverse is an issue though. I mean, this can sort of suggest they've done something really stupid with the Page of Cups in reverse. This is like, this can be a child. It can suggest that, you know, someone's trapped, you know, they've had maybe a breakup or an emotional breakdown, or but it's kind of bratty and immature. But it's also like there's no apology. I always see that as my apology card, my emotional, you know, opening up card. And yet someone's in lockdown here. Someone's just not able to, like, you know, get something off the ground here. That you may literally reject someone, not go back around with the Six of Swords in reverse. This is like, you know, someone wants to move in your direction, or move away from you, or you want to move away from them, but there's some sort of like mental loop here. The Ace of Wands in reverse is rejection. It's false starts, it's delays, it's impotence. It can sort of suggest brutality in some occasions, and this is something that's been hidden. I really do think this chap's in a pickle. Let's have a look. I'm just getting this money laundering thing. Money laundering? Money laundering or money lenders, but it's not like, I don't know if it's your high street bank here. Show me the whip for, the whip on the coffin for Taurus. Look at the 8 of Wands in reverse. So this can be jealousy, it can be no communication, not being able to travel. The fish on the house of the stork for Taurus. The fish again on the house of the stork. I'm relating specifically to the man. This is 6 of Wands in reverse. This is a failure, a lack of success at the very least. This can be given up, retreating. Someone, maybe I just feel someone doesn't know how to get themselves out of a hole here. The crossroads on the house of the ring. The crossroads, the decision on this contract. So yeah, judgment, big decision. This can be about rebirth and apologies. I'm not really seeing apologies because I got my page in the cups, page of cups reverse already here. But this is making good decisions. But it's big decisions, especially next to the Tower. This may even be a legal decision that's come through. This may be something that they've been waiting on. Show me the stork on the house of the fish. What's the stork for this Taurus reading? Come out sideways, we don't know. It's King of Swords. It's sideways and I've got a King of Wands at the base of the deck. Show me the stork. Give me a clear card, please, for the stork. Yeah, so this is depression. This is not going the way we want it to. There's no movement, there's no communication, there's no arrows of love, there's no success. There's a final decision being made here right next to the Tower. This does seem to involve you. This is like this secret society or government secrets or official secrets or business secrets. There's something sort of unknown here and a decision is being made, but it does seem to cut out someone's livelihood or stability. Perhaps there. Jumped one. Show me the child. I jumped one, hang on, I'm putting them all together now. I tried to say goodbye and I stop. This is the King of Swords, does want to come out. So this is a new beginning with this air sign. This could be this man. I mean, it can involve a child. What is the rider on the house of the snake? Ace of Wands again. The birds on the house of the bouquet. Magician again. Let's work together. The letter. Yeah, let's work together. This is about repaying debts. This is trying to come to some sort of agreement as to how to repay debts. But this would be like, whatchamacallit? The name escapes me. Oh my gosh. Oh, hang on. I need to get this word. It's bugging me. It's an agreement that you make with your creditors. It ultimately fucks up your credit record. But, you know, needs must and all. It's sort of like that. What's it called? Is it involuntary something? I mean, it's not bankruptcy. It's a something order. My God, I should know this, but I've forgotten. Can't think of it. This is someone trying to make an agreement with their creditors to pay back a certain amount. It's not enough, and it's going to take a long time to repay. But the communication is here is let's try and sort something. Let's get this resolved. It might not be to your satisfaction, and it's probably not to mine either, but let's try and reach an agreement here to repay it. But sadly, it's going to take maybe a lot longer than one would like. It's going to leave someone sort of hampered and sort of, you know, not able to progress with their life. What is the word? I don't know. It will come to me. The scythe on the book. What is the secret being revealed? Yeah, it's the Five of Pentacles, but it is in reverse, which is great. It's an attempt to recover a situation here, an attempt to recover losses, attempt to get back on one's feet and pay their way. So, but this is the judgment. This is probably some sort of legal, I hope it's a legal order rather than what I was seeing, which was some backstreet moneylender here, with the boys coming round to, you know, catch in the park. And there's pain and separation here. But it does seem like it's entered the legal system. So the garden on the anchor, please. Oh, the lovers. That's nice. So this is like someone trying to get like maybe their relationship back, their love life back in order. Can be about someone going public with a relationship. I think I did say that earlier because we did have the whole internet thing. And the anchor on the letter. So this can be like heavy communication. Yeah, it's the Six of Cups in reverse. So this can be about a child maintenance order. And someone's maybe not been able to pay or not been prepared to pay. The children have gone without. And now there's a legal decision coming through saying someone needs to pay. So it could be like backdated big time. So instead of getting, you know, £600 a month, he's going to get £300 a month. You know. But this is left a bad taste in someone's mouth. And show me this man. I've already looked at the man on the cross. So he's the one that's troubled by this. And he's already had the devil in reverse. He is trying to free himself from something. So we've got the Ten of Wands. It's in reverse. So there is a release here. But the Ace of Swords is in reverse. This feels like a failure for someone. And this is where they've, like, you know, in some way at some point given up their power. But it might, you know, it might well be that this is someone who's just not paid their way, who's just not paid for their children, and the law is coming in here to make a decision, to right some wrongs and bring some balance to the situation. Okay, I'm just going to look at the bouquet below you, which is it can be a bit big luck. So, you know, if this is the person you're dealing with and it's an ex and you're in separation and you're waiting on this can also be a judge. Yeah, this can be the judge in a court case, child maintenance in the main, making a judgment, and somebody's not happy about it. You know, literally could be the children are unhappy about it, but it's actually affecting someone's money. Because I think someone's been made to pay when they haven't done previously. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Maybe that's your fantasy. The bouquet below my female on the house of the past. So you've got a decision to make. So this can be like an offer, a gift that's you need to make a decision as to whether to accept. So let's have a look. Four of Wands, blimey, lovely. This is like this was coming through previously, so this is literally like a proposal of marriage or a gift of a house, and it's got you worried sick. That's come up twice now. This is why the Clydes is here, because you don't trust the situation. I think you've got history with someone here, Taurus, and the ship on the house of the sun. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, because it's someone. who you probably lived with before, you're probably broken up with before, has probably cost you a pretty penny, you know, rocked your stability, left you here again to pay all the freaking bills. And this might be them coming back around. But honestly, I sort of get the vibe here, if that were to happen, and given what I've seen here, they're coming back around because it's actually going to be cheaper for them. Cheaper for them to live with you and, you know, split the mortgage or the rent rather than pay their child maintenance. Just saying. And I think maybe you know that, because the ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the house and the child, this can be like oh, it's the fox. It's the fox in the hen's house. This is like letting someone back into your life, letting them move back in when they've already broken your heart and probably, you know, been very deceptive, left you financially unstable, but you've got a lot of love for them. You've maybe even had to, you know, go through court and try and like get back whatever money you could. But if that's the case, and if this is the same person, they're only coming back around because they're trying to avoid paying their way, or paying their way is going to leave them financially strapped and, you know, take them away from whatever it is they enjoy doing. Okay, let's just take a little bit of advice. I did get you must choose at the base of the deck, Taurus. So there's 2 kittens here. You have to decide which one to have. Advice for Taurus and Taurus female. Advice for Taurus female. Advice for Taurus female. Advice for Taurus female. Yeah, I mean, you're already really emotional, the Queen of Bloody Cups. Connect with your emotions and trust your spirit in changing times. I don't know, maybe there is a possibility of a renewal here. The lilies above your head can actually represent renewal. So maybe you're thinking of taking this person back. Water Guardian. Wrong book, Maria. Let's see what advice you've got. Take time to understand how you really feel, and know that your sensitivity is not a curse but a gift that allows you to receive and understand messages directly from your soul. Water is the element that is in your blood, your tears and your flesh, and the guardian represents the angels of water who can help you dive within to understand the depth of your emotions. These angels are about helping you see that your emotions aren't just the feelings that are on the surface, they're also the old emotions you may have locked deep within the shadows of your soul. Through helping you acknowledge your deepest emotions, the angels of water help you hear messages they have for you and to unlock your intuitive powers and the energies of abundance. And you did get the moon card on the moon house, and that was the only double. And that is very much about your intuition and dreams. So your angels want you to know that it's okay to feel the emotions that are surfacing in you at this time. It doesn't matter if they are joyous or sad. They are all powerful messengers that allow you to understand what you want and need. Taking time to breathe and acknowledge them lets them flow through you rather than crashing down on you as an overwhelming wave. Note that there is also intuitive psychic messages arising in you at this time, and unless you acknowledge everything as it comes, you may miss important guidance that can lead you to support and love. So yeah, I mean, your surrounding energy is nice, albeit I got a wee bit of like, you know, confused fantasy. So I think there's someone that you do have emotion for, and yeah, just pay attention to your intuitive messages. I think you know what to do, Taurus. Okay, that's your reading. Bye.